Running a modern dental practice usually means paying for a website, online booking, patient management software, appointment reminders, and marketing tools. HighLevel claims it can replace all of that with one platform. That's a big claim. So instead of taking their word for it, I'm going to build a complete dental practice from scratch and see if it really can. If you'd like to follow along and build this yourself, you'll find my HighLevel 30-day free trial link in the description. And if you use my link, you won't be on your own. I've seen people claim HighLevel can replace thousands of pounds worth of dental practice software. That's a huge claim. If that's true, a lot of independent dental practices could be paying for software they simply don't need. So instead of talking about it, I'm putting it to the test by building a complete dental practice from scratch. If this works, it could completely change how a modern dental practice operates. This isn't a competition to see who can build the nicest website. That's the easy part. I want to find out whether HighLevel can handle the entire customer journey, from someone booking a dental appointment online right through to their follow-up care and review request after treatment. To keep this fair, I created a checklist before touching the AL Builder. It needs to build a professional website with dedicated service pages, online booking, customer management, automations, and follow-up. By the end of this video, we'll know exactly what it gets right and where it falls short. I didn't just type, "build me a dental website," and hope for the best. I wrote the same type of detailed brief I'd give a professional web designer, explaining the pages, branding, patient journey, and booking experience I wanted the website to deliver. The brief asked for a bright, modern website with dedicated pages for general dentistry, dental implants, Invisalign, teeth whitening, emergency appointments, about contact, and online booking. The goal wasn't simply to make it look impressive. It needed to make booking an appointment quick, clear, and reassuring for new patients. The brief's ready. I haven't made any manual changes or given the AI any extra help. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Let's generate the website and see what it comes up with. The brief's complete, so now it's over to HighLevel. Using everything we've asked for, it's generating the website, pages, content, and images automatically. This usually takes a few minutes, so once it's finished, we'll see how close it gets on the first attempt. Then we'll decide what, if anything, needs improving before putting it through a proper test. The first draft is actually a decent starting point. The structure is there, with a clear hero section, service areas, trust information, testimonials, and booking calls to action. But visually, it still needs work. The hero image is too dark, and some of the buttons don't stand out enough. And near the bottom, there are two white buttons with white text, so they're almost impossible to read. That's something I definitely want HighLevel to fix. I wouldn't publish this version yet. The overall structure is there, but some of the sections feel too generic. The treatment content needs to be more focused, and some of the calls to action don't stand out enough. The good news is these aren't major problems, but they're exactly the kind of refinements AI should be able to fix with a better prompt. And there's one more thing I want to see. Does it actually feel like a dental practice rather than just another AI-generated website? That's where the second version really matters. If someone lands on your website and doesn't trust your practice within a few seconds, they'll probably leave and book somewhere else. So the first thing I'm looking for is whether the site feels complete. We've got the homepage, dedicated treatment pages, meet the team, finance, reviews, and contact, with booking kept visible throughout. Now let's look at how well those pages actually work together. And if you want to build this yourself, there's more than just the 30-day free trial. You'll also get access to the HighLevel Bootcamp, where you can build it out step by step with a HighLevel coach. And because you've used my link, I'll also help you get set up and get everything you see in this video working for your business. If someone lands on your website and doesn't trust your practice within a few seconds, they'll probably leave and book somewhere else. So the first thing I'm looking for is whether the site feels complete. We've got the homepage, dedicated treatment pages, meet the team, finance, reviews, and contact, with booking kept visible throughout. Before asking anyone to book, the homepage builds confidence with patient reviews, experienced dentists, the practice information and clear trust signals. Those details help reassure first-time patients that they're dealing with an established, professional dental practice. Not everyone visits a dental website looking for the same thing. Some need a checkup. Others are looking for Invisalign, implants, or emergency treatment. From the homepage, patients can immediately see the practice's main treatments and quickly choose the one that's relevant to them. Instead of relying on a single booking button at the top of the page, patients are given more opportunities to book as they continue scrolling. If someone decides they're ready to make an appointment halfway down the page, they don't have to go back to the top to take the next step. The combination of clear treatment information, trust signals, and patient reviews helps answer the questions many people have before booking a dental appointment. That's exactly what a good practice website should do. It builds confidence before asking for the booking. From a patient's point of view, I think this homepage does exactly what it should. It explains what the practice offers, builds trust quickly, and makes the next step obvious. But patients don't usually stop at the homepage. They're normally looking for a specific treatment. So let's see whether HighLevel has created dedicated treatment pages that are just as impressive. Each service has its own dedicated page rather than simply repeating the homepage. Visitors can quickly understand what's included, why they might need the service, and, most importantly, how to book. Everything looks good so far, but websites don't make businesses, money customers do. So let's stop looking at the pages and test the booking process exactly as a real customer would. I'm booking a dental appointment exactly as a patient would. The form only asks for the information the practice actually needs, so the process feels quick and straightforward. I can choose the treatment I need, select a suitable date and time, enter my details and submit the appointment without having to call the practice or go through a long form. This is where most website demonstrations stop. Mine doesn't. Once I press submit, does HighLevel simply send an inquiry? Or does it actually start managing the customer? Straight away, I'm taken to a confirmation page, so there's no uncertainty about whether the appointment has been received. The patient knows the booking has gone through and what happens next. A confirmation email arrives automatically, keeping the patient informed without anyone from the dentist having to manually reply. Now let's switch to the practice owner's view. Without typing anything, HighLevel has already created a new patient record from the booking. This is where HighLevel starts becoming much more than a website builder. Instead of copying information between emails, diaries, and spreadsheets, everything is already organized. The appointment also appears inside the pipeline, giving staff an instant view of every patient from inquiry through to treatment and follow-up. Behind the scenes, HighLevel can automatically send appointment reminders, notify staff, and trigger follow-up messages without anyone having to remember each step manually. After the patient's appointment, HighLevel can automatically request a Google review, helping the practice build its reputation and attract more patients over time. For me, this is where HighLevel separates itself from a normal website. The website attracts the patient, but everything that happens afterwards is what saves time and helps the practice run more efficiently. We've followed the patient from booking their appointment right through to confirmation. But patients only see half the story. The real question is, what happens when the practice owner logs in each morning? Does this actually make running the practice easier? If I owned this dental practice, this is probably the first screen I'd open every morning. Instead of checking emails, appointment schedules, and different software, I can immediately see today's appointments, patient activity, and anything that needs my attention. From here, I'd move straight into the calendar. In a few seconds, I can see who's booked in, what's coming next, and whether the day's appointments are running to schedule. That makes planning the practice much simpler. This probably saves more time than you realize. When everyone is working from the same live schedule, there's far less chasing staff for updates or wondering what's happening next. Everything the practice needs is in one place. One thing I was curious about was the mobile app. Dental practice owners and managers aren't sitting at a desk all day, so this only adds value if it's genuinely useful when they're away from the practice. Using the mobile app, I can check today's appointments, open patient records, reply to conversations, and keep everything moving without having to sit at a computer. For a practice owner or manager who needs to stay connected throughout the day, that's a genuine advantage. But getting a customer through the door once isn't the whole story. A business also needs customers to come back and buy again. HighLevel can automate that follow-up too, keeping in touch with customers when they're due to return and giving them an easy way to take the next step. But the biggest thing I've noticed isn't one individual feature. It's how everything works together. The website, bookings, patient records, calendar, and patient communication are all connected, so you're not constantly switching between different systems. That means less admin, fewer mistakes, and more time focusing on your patients. If you'd like to test everything you've seen today for your own dental practice, you can start with HighLevel's free 30-day trial using the link in the description. And if you decide to sign up through my link, I'll also help you get everything set up and answer any questions you have along the way. That said, I wouldn't leave everything exactly as it is. I'd replace the stock images with real photos, personalize the treatment content, fine-tune the workflows, and add the practice's own branding. AI gives you an excellent starting point, but those final touches are what make the website feel unique to the practice. When I started this challenge, I wanted to answer one question. Could HighLevel genuinely run an independent dental practice? After building the website, testing the booking process, and following the complete patient journey, I think I can finally answer that. When I started this challenge, I wanted to answer one question. Could HighLevel genuinely run an independent dental practice? After building the website, testing the booking process, and following the complete patient journey, I think I can finally answer that. The biggest surprise wasn't the website. It was everything that happened after someone clicked Book Now. The booking, patient record, pipeline, automations, and follow-up all work together without needing separate software. That's the part I think many dental practices could underestimate. And that's actually what impressed me. HighLevel got me most of the way towards a professional website in minutes rather than potentially spending weeks building everything from scratch. There are still things I'd change before launching, like replacing the stock images, personalizing the copy, and fine-tuning the workflows, but the amount of time and development work this could save is significant. If I owned this business today, I'd seriously consider replacing several separate tools with HighLevel. Not because it's perfect, but because having the website, bookings, CRM, calendar, and automations all working together in one platform would save time every single day. If you're thinking about trying HighLevel, don't spend your free trial exploring every feature. Build one complete customer journey like we've done today, from the website through to the booking, CRM, and follow-up. By the end of that process, you'll know very quickly whether it's the right platform for your business. If you decide HighLevel is the right fit for your business, you can start your free trial using the link in the description. I'll also give you everything I built for this video, including the AI prompt, website brief, workflows, and templates, so you're starting with a complete business system instead of a blank account. And if you need help getting everything set up, I'm happy to help. And if you want to see me put HighLevel to the test with another real business, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one.